Alright. The important thing for you all to understand is that I have been in all the videos taking you through only the very important landmarks of all different lessons. Now, understandably, you will read the texts, which you will have to read anyway. The reason is there are contextual questions from the prose part also. The contextual question is there. One contextual question will be there from poetry section and the other contextual question will be there from the prose part. So it is mandatory on your part to read all lessons, all the lessons that are there in the syllabus, word for word. And the NCERT publication, the chapters that are therein, all are there. All are there in Flamingo as well as also in the supplementary reader, which has. So you will have to read all the texts word for word. And in the slides, in the videos that follow, I will take you once again through all the lessons that I've covered and the important points or certain points that I might have forgotten, because as I've already told you, I don't have the texts with me. Now, beginning the first lesson, the last lesson that is, by Alphonse Daudet, that is about linguistic chauvinism. Now, should the board decide to increase the difficulty level, it will definitely, it may definitely ask a question on linguistic chauvinism. Linguistic chauvinism. I've spelled it correct. Linguistic chauvinism. This is one thing. As far as the first chapter, the last lesson is concerned. Again, the recurrent theme that runs through the lesson is about the attitude of the teacher and the TAUGHT taught towards teaching and learning. So when you read the lesson, first of all, be clear about the phrase linguistic chauvinism, what this means. They can ask a value-based question, although they have stopped, but they may yet ask. And then this recurrent theme, the attitude of the teachers and the students towards teaching and learning. That means, are teachers always responsible towards this process of teaching and learning? How effective are they in ensuring learning? And if you juxtapose this particular attitude of a teacher towards teaching and learning towards the teacher M. Hamel, you'll get to know. Then, because this is the first lesson, so it is important. It is important. More so because of the theme, the attitude of the teacher and the taught towards teaching and learning. Now, if I'm right, the next chapter is, I believe, deep water. Okay, let's take deep water first. In deep water, the definition of the explanation regarding all we have to fear. All we have to fear is fear itself. Is very important. Who said this and in what context, and your understanding of it. And I would rather you did not give your understanding. Just go by the mathematical, the very logical explanation that is quite standard, is absolutely standard, that fear generates panic, which prevents one from changing retreat into advance. That is why we of everything that need be feared, we have to fear itself. But then how this particular lesson, how deep water is a psychological analysis of fear. Very important. How this particular chapter is a psychological analysis of fear. This particular thing has been very clearly and in detail dealt with in the relevant video. How fear, for example, as a construct, has different stages, and how these particular different stages have corresponding effects on mind and body. This is what exactly the lesson describes, especially those moments when he has been ducked into the pool, and because life is very dear to him, as for that matter to anybody else, how he makes desperate attempts to come out safe, and how his instructor makes use of psychology to teach swimming, to teach Douglas how to swim. These are very important, and particularly why he recounts the misadventure in his early days.